Welcome back, Detroit Manufacturing Systems. We are live, Woodward Sports Network, Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. Happy to have you with us. Big D Energy. We got to get that voice, that deep voice in there. Big D Energy. But we are happy to have you along. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app if you haven't as of yet. Go in the App Store. Go in the Google Play Store. Download that to your phone. Push the button. You are ready to rock. Amani Bates in the news yesterday, who originally had committed to Michigan State. Spartan fans, Darren, were having a parade. They were planning the route. The national championship was on its way to East Lansing, but then not so fast. Amani Bates, stepped back, has assessed some things, and now has opened his recruitment back up. He took a visit to Memphis yesterday, where one Penny Hardaway is the head coach. Has Larry Brown on his staff. You know Larry Brown won a championship during his time with the Detroit Pistons. And yesterday they announced that Rasheed Wallace is a new assistant on that staff, who was a high school head coach in North Carolina, was an assistant for the Pistons for a while as well. This wasn't just like out of thin air. This dude has spent some time coaching. But, D-Mac, you look at that. You and I were talking about it. I still am of the opinion that Emoni Bates will go pro, whether that's the G League or whatever, whichever way he wants to go. And I base that just on the fact that, and I know you can get name, image, and likeness money. I understand that. But I think what we saw with the whole Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green phenomenon, you know what I think it did teach us, other than the line of, and look, we're reading the Jalen Green jokes. We're going to get to them. Don't worry. I'm still keeping them rolling. That's going to be our thing. But I think what we saw, Jalen Green benefited from playing in the G League. The game doesn't lie.
Well, he benefited definitely with his game, but one of the things I was talking to you about, these kids being young, playing professional sports, is you forget you have money now, and I guess your freedoms and to be your parameters are not limited, which means you got to learn how to be a pro. The one thing that interests me here is because if he needs and he wants to button up self-awareness, and it's not the skills and development so much, but off the court, then Penny Hardaway, Rasheed, and Larry Brown, who can direct not only your name, image, likeness, but also what you need to get to that next level, because we can all agree he's got some uber talent. So I think that the decision is more than money, but yeah, he will benefit no matter where he goes. But that, to me, that's interesting, because it's a one and done anyways, right? So where is he going to be one and done? And if there's something there about development off the court, like what could Rasheed Wallace and Larry Brown offer him, and Penny Hardaway to the player? That's what makes it so interesting, as opposed to just saying, well, he's going G League because of what happened to Jalen Green. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
So if we're talking about development players, I think that Tom Izzo, he has a track record of developing players. So I think if he wants to be developed, he goes to MSU. I think if he wants to go somewhere where he can be one and done and kind of put up some big numbers to become a lottery pick, I think he goes to Memphis. I think he can have success in both. But obviously, I would say MSU has more of a historically a more prestige program than Memphis, considering Tom Izzo and what he's done there. So it's going to be up to him. I mean, does he want to be a hero in his home state, or does he want to go somewhere for a year and put up numbers and then leave from there but have no roots there? What do you want to do? I mean, it's up to, for me, playing here in Detroit, college ball here in Detroit, I'm happy I went to college. I'm glad football players have to go to college, because it gives you an opportunity to go there, and it teaches you life skills, how to network, how to meet people. And then, some of your lifelong friends are going to be guys that you went to school with. A lot of my business partners now are guys that I went to school with. And so I think that's one of the biggest things that I took away from college. Anything is networking and being part of an institution or of an establishment, not establishment, but of a program that are going to have guys going on to the next level of life or the next phase of life that you can call on for certain things. You know, I have teammates that are engineers. I have teammates that are in real estate now. I have guys that are business owners. I have guys that are lawyers, doctors. And these are the guys you meet, and these are the guys that you play with that you're always going to be in contact with once you're done playing. And so that's why I think it's important for guys to take the college route. I mean, they can also take the G League route in school. I mean, go play professionally. But honestly, for me, for school, the biggest thing that it taught me is, you know, networking. That's the biggest thing I got out of school outside of my education is networking.
But these are things he doesn't need. Right?
Yeah,
these are the things he does.
He's the number one pick in the NBA. If he can go to the draft, he's the number one pick tomorrow.
The NIL and the fact that points you brought up about playing college at home and stuff, and Penny Hardaway, like the fastest, like more connected to the NBA game today than a Tom Izzo, right? Like it doesn't help. Like if he was going to stay and develop, if they had a Final Four program in Michigan State, that would be one thing. I think that because of the way that the team has gone, so has his interest. I think at one time he wanted to play for Tom Izzo, but now it's his path. What's his path of maturity and getting there? And with these guys, they're probably still locked into the league real hard. So, you know, there's that development thing in 2021 as far as who are you getting it from, and these guys that are closer to being out of the game and have played and know what they're doing.
You know, when you look at it too, Joique, with Tom Izzo in Michigan State, it's been proven time and time again. I mean, you can be the number 3 overall pick. You can be a first-round draft pick under Tom Izzo. There are Michigan State guys throughout the league,
yeah.
And there are Michigan State guys that have made a lot of money
in the
NBA.
I'll give you a perfect example. This is what you get when you go to MSU or you go to a college. These are the things you get. Do you remember the Flintstones?
Absolutely.
Do you remember the Flintstones? All right, so on that Flintstones team, they had a guy by the name of, I don't know if you know, Matt Ishbia. Matt Ishbia.
Yeah.
Was a walk-on.
Who's worth?
Who's got more money than God now?
Who has more money than every player on that roster who went on to play in the NBA. Combined. And then not only that, but also gave some of his former teammates jobs within his company once they left college.
Right.
And those are the type of guys you meet when you go to school, but you don't meet those, you don't get that experience. Right? And so when I look at comments like who's the youngest? LaMelo Ball. I see comments he makes about, why do I need to go to school? I can learn. School is full of, you know what? It might be for you, right? You might say that, but you got to understand who your father is and the connection your father already, he has connections.
Right.
He played in the NBA. He can connect you with people. Everybody don't have, everyone doesn't have that. I didn't have that.
I just think because he's the undisputed first overall pick that it doesn't have the same thing. Everything you're talking about is what I would be thinking and where our mentality is coming.
How many people can be number 1 pick? They're going to be one.
No, I understand, and he
is. If
is.
the NBA draft was today,
we're talking about the, and I'm saying for most, what you're saying, Joique, that is so true for most, but this situation is different.
Like this is Sidney Crosby of basketball, right?
Or Connor McDavid,
or Connor McDavid.
Whatever.
I mean, this cat.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a mercurial talent. At least that's what we've been. I mean, this guy's been the chosen one since junior high.
You have LeBron and Kevin Durant coming to your games, then you're special.
You hit different.
Yeah, you're special.
No, and that's the thing. And it'll be interesting to see. And look, we know what the fallout will be, right? I mean, because we see this all the time with Michigan State. We've seen this happen to Tom Izzo before, where if Amani Bates does go to Memphis or he goes to the league, if Amani Bates just doesn't go to Michigan State, and we'll just stop it right there, they'll start shoveling the dirt on the Tom Izzo grave again, right? Because that's what Tom Izzo's been bouncing back from for a very long time. You know, it won't be the end of Michigan State basketball if he doesn't go. And I know the Michigan fans are, they're like, as soon as Amani Bates said, I'm going to Michigan State, the Michigan fans jumped in there and said, there's no way he'll never play a second at Michigan State. Like, that was their security blanket. That was their go-to. But with all that being said, even if that is the case, Michigan State will be fine.
Oh, yeah, no, because of what Joique said. That's the two different conversations. Is you look at that program to what and what is United Wholesalers? What is the the sticker what Matt Ishbel owns.
Yeah, United Wholesale Mortgage, UWM. Yeah.
So and if you see on the Red Wing helmets last year, you know what I'm saying. So, but that's what the college will get for most of the kids. The fact that this is different, but state will be okay because that sort of culture, and that's just something that Joique brings out is that, hey, remember this, because he still has that, and in our not so much junior, but it's sort of like because we played so young together, our college years, we have that as far as like our brethren with the Wings, especially us younger guys.
Yeah,
now older.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I did want to change up. Got to touch on the Lions as well. They're getting ready Saturday night. They're playing at Pittsburgh. I want to ask Joique, the whole dress rehearsal thing that we've talked about forever. Does that change now? It's at game number 2. I told you I was going to get to one. Nick Rakovich here on the YouTube thread. Jalen Green eats candy corn, so that makes him bad right there. Just absolutely, that makes him bad just based on that. And so we'll talk Lions when we come back. Preseason Motoring On. We're motoring on live at Detroit Manufacturing Systems. It's Big D Energy.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.